Oh, hey, didn't see you there. What's up, everybody? It's the Madden Curse. Week 14, is that where we're at? Week 14, the last week of the regular season recap. We're going to take a look. We're going to do updated rankings as well. We didn't do any predictions last week, man. You know, we're in full playoff grind mode, man. We're ready. We're ready for these next few weeks, man. You know, it is what it is at this point. So, and I don't think we're gonna do any predictions for the playoffs either. You know, it's in God's hands at this point. We're gonna leave it up to Drake and God, God's plan. But we will recap as always, and we will start off with the first matchup of last week, which was your boy. After we do the recaps, we're gonna do rankings, and we will take a look at the matchups as well. Um, the first matchup was myself versus Frank. I won this one 109 to 84. You know, 109, that's the lowest score I've put up in 7 weeks, so I don't know how I feel about that heading into the playoffs. But we were able to keep the win streak still going, 7 straight, longest win streak, longest active win streak, and I believe I tied Brent for longest win streak in the league. I have to go back and look at Fats too. Not sure how it's set up, but either way, it's longest active. Um, Big stars: Josh Jacobs, Deshaun Watson, 16 points, and then Amon St. Brown with 13 points. Had a lot of vultures, didn't get a whole lot of touchdowns on my side this week. Um, on Frank's side, Jared Goff went off with 26 points. Some guy named C. Dicker got 11 points, and Hunter Henry with 10. Frank is out of the playoffs. He will be playing for that first round pick. Remember, guys, just because you're not in the playoffs, if you're in that consolation bracket, whoever wins gets their name put into the hat twice next year for um, getting, potentially a higher pick, right? Hasn't really worked out. Jason won it last year, and I think he ended up with pick 7. Not really sure. Jason's got bad luck. If you get it, you're gonna get a top pick. We might even change the rule where maybe we'll let you pick either one. I don't know. I don't know. We've been doing it. Whichever one is the high pick is what you get. But if you win, maybe you deserve to pick, right? But only once. We're not doing no flippy floppy bull crap. I'll talk to the GM. We'll figure it out. Where were we? Next matchup, Fat versus Brent. Um, Tightest matchup of the week. Tightest matchup all season, perhaps. 101.46 to 101.08. Fat got this on a last-minute catch by Marquise Brown late in the fourth quarter. Honestly, he should have got it a lot earlier. Kyler Murray got hurt, went out early. But the high performers: Austin Eckler 24, Tyler Lockett 17, Joe Burrow 17. And on Brett's side, Tyreek with 24, Derrick Henry 20, Patrick Mahomes with 20. Jalen Waddle looked like he had another quiet game. Um, we'll see how that looks uh, as far as the playoffs go. Fat is now the 1 seed, number 1 in the whole league. Brent will be taking on the 2 seed, fitting as he is number 2. Um, both still first in their respective divisions, but the divisions don't matter no more, baby. They're going to take their bye into the playoffs this week, and that's it. They better be ready for some action next week. Um, Next matchup, my favorite matchup of the week: Team Bed Pooper versus the Commanding Commanders. Jordan versus Jason. Jordan put up 121. Jason, all he had to do was win this game, and he was in the playoffs. That's literally it. Just had to win it, and he put up 90 points. Um, Need I remind Jordan? He put up 51 last week. So, I mean, 121 points. He almost tripled that shit. Um, let's see who destroyed Jason. Jerry Judy, 33 points. Mike Williams, 23 points. Najee Harris, 13 points. Puke in my mouth. If I lose to those 3 guys, I'm probably done with fantasy football. Now, on Jason's side, he got 28 points out of Jamar Chase, 28 points out of Miles Sanders, 13 out of DeAndre Hopkins. You know, many weeks ago, Jason traded Devontae Adams for Jamar Chase. Um, Jamar definitely, obviously, Jason made the trade anticipating the playoff run he was going to make and Jamar playing for the playoffs. What Jason did not anticipate was he was going to miss the playoffs altogether, so it didn't matter. Now, yes, Jamar Chase did outscore Devontae Adams this week by 18 points, but what we didn't factor in was that Jason also received DJ Moore in that trade. And DJ Moore, I don't even think he put up a whole point. So when you add that up, probably should have kept Devontae. But hey, Jason, I look forward to seeing you repeat in the consolation bracket. I think you are the champion of that consolation, and I think you're going to win it easily, very easily. Even though all your running backs got hurt this year, man, you're gonna win it. So, um, way to go, you man. Way to go, you. Heck of a collapse. Reminds me of my collapse last year. Pretty good stuff. Next matchup: Scott versus Trent. Trent needed a victory to try and stay out of the Sacco. Listen, my guy fought hard. He got to the last week and he had a shot to get out of it. Unfortunately, he ran into the battering ram that is Scott. Baker's dozen Robinson. He put up 164 points. McCaffrey had 29. Some guy named Seymour had 22. Tony Pollard with 22. The highest score of the week is who Trent ended up going up against, and then he also had the lowest score of the week, which doesn't help. Um, New England defense got 19 points, which is good. I think I told him to pick them up. I dropped them, so way to go, me. Shout out me. Um, Garrett Wilson, 13.8. Isaiah Pacheco with 12, and that's how you end up with 83 points. Scott's in the playoffs. He is 4 or 5 seed. He's going to be playing this guy. Dan, Concord Baby Racers, who just put up 150. So that's kind of cool. The top two scoring teams from the last week will play each other in the first round of the playoffs. Dan put up 150 with 39 points from Evan Ingram. We will never, ever see that again. Justin Jefferson with 33, Kirk Cousins 25, Marshall 105. He had 30 from Jalen Hurts. Dobbins had 18, AJ Brown 17, and um, just kind of a beatdown there. Yeah. That's pretty much the same as the last one. So, a couple of beatdowns for the 4 and 5 seeds handing out on their way to the playoffs. Last matchup here, off them perks, JT versus Alex. JT needed a victory, and he needed Jason to lose to make the playoffs, and he got both of them. He got both of them. Led by Adam freaking Thielen, 20 points. Justin Herbert, 19. Ezekiel Elliott, 17 points. Alex, he tried. James Conner tried to bring him back. He had 23 points. Gino had 20. Ayuk with 14, but it wasn't enough. Alex's season ends in uh, 5-9. Not good. We'll just say that. JT, your prize is you get to play me next week. So looking forward to that. Let's go ahead and look at these playoff matchups. Let's see, did I ever put down the playoff predictions? Did I write that down anywhere? Probably not, but we will. Let's see. Let's just search the chat, man. Who's got anything to do? Anybody? Um, Nobody, right? Cool. Let's see. Let's see. Back in October 13th, I had a 30% chance to make the playoffs. So that's nice. Mid-season review. This looks like the one. Um, I'll have to go back and find it. I'm pretty sure I didn't get get them all right, but I think I got a few of them right. But anyways, let's look at the matchups, but let's look at the new rankings. So final rankings of the regular season. 12th spot, Trent. You are our Sacco. You earned it. You tried hard. Next year, I think you're going to be even better. You're going to be out of that. In the 11th spot, Frank. You had the least points scored. You had one more victory than Trent, which is what saved you from the Sacco. Marshall in 10th. Alex in ninth. Alex projected himself to win the league. Um, he ended up in the ninth spot, so not only is he a liar, he is a phony and a cheat and a dirty, rotten scoundrel. Um, in the eighth spot, Jason. I predicted Jason to make the playoffs. He blew it in remarkable fashion, going 1-4 in his last 5 games. Um, just really, really, really awesome to see. In the seventh spot, Jordan. Jordan, the lowest score of the season, still finishes ahead of Jason. Beats him down. Might beat him again in the consolation just for fun. I don't know. In the sixth spot, JT gets in on that playoff spot. We got Scott in the 5 spot, Dan in the 4 spot. They'll be battling each other. Myself in the 3 spot. Brent in the 2 spot, and number 1 for the first time all season. He's going into the playoffs as the favorite, the best record in the entire Madden Curse League. Fat, fat. You are the favorite. 786 win percentage. Should be pretty easy for you. Let's look at the matchups now. Of course, Fat has a bye, and Brent has a bye, which leaves myself versus JT. JT's current team versus the team he used to have, basically. So that'll be a fun matchup for the two of us. Current projections, 105 for JT to 137 for me. You know, those projections are crazy, man. They have me up there at like 130, 140 every week. And I only did 130 like 6 out of 7 weeks. So that's crazy, right? I mean, you can't guarantee those kinds of numbers. Dan and Scott, really tight projections, 119 to 118 currently. And then we got some consolation stuff down at the bottom, but we're not going to really worry about that right now. We'll talk about that once we see, who the consolation champ may be. But that's it for the Madden Curse. That's it for the regular season. That's pretty much it for the season. We'll see a recap video over these next couple of weeks. But that's about it. I got mad left for y'all. Madden Curse.